We can believe with our mouth, but we have to take inventory of what we're thinking, what we're believing in our mind. So we can say, "Oh, I'm rich, I'm prosperous," but in your mind, you're thinking, "Oh, how I'm gonna pay this next bill, or how I'm gonna do that." So you just counteracted that belief which you spoke by what you're playing in your mind. And our mind never shuts off. It's constantly playing something, whether you believe it or not, whether you're aware or not. This song comes to mind: you better check yourself before you wreck yourself, which is true, because we got to be checking our minds, our thought process daily. We have to check it so that we can remove the thoughts that are not benefiting us and bring in the thoughts that brings life to us. Those thoughts that's going to fertile those seeds that are being planted in the mind. Like, we really can't be lazy. We have to stay on ourselves daily. Check every minute, every second. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. So if you're wondering why, how come I've been believing and I'm seeing opposite? Because what are you planning in your mind? What negative doubt, thoughts, or stories are you playing in your mind? Like, we really have to begin to stop allowing the movie to play in your mind that does not benefit for your good. And once you acknowledge that and you stop it, it'll flee. And it flees, you have to bring in something that's going to fertilize those seeds in your mind. Think the opposite of that. Faith begins here. We can speak it, but do we believe it here? We can speak it, but are we letting go here? Knowing that you serve a mighty God and that there's nothing he can't handle. So I'm just going to let that go, and I release it. I release all limitations. I release all doubts. I let it go. It doesn't exist. Because God is limitless. God is goodness. God is greatness. God is joy. God is peace. That's what you bring in. And no matter what the situation looks like, you'll entertain that, because what you see, you don't see drought. You see abundance. You don't see a desert. You see water. A limitless supply of it. And you bask in that, knowing without a shadow of a doubt. I remember when I had my spiritual encounter, and this was the time that God really allowed me to see and feel what complete faith felt like. Because at that point, when I saw somebody, like I saw this guy in a wheelchair, I didn't see that. I didn't see any limitations. I saw who he truly was in the spirit, and he was free, not bound by anything. Like, I saw who we truly are. And we're limitless, not to be held down or bound. We're free. That's why Jesus died. He came to set the captives free. So there's really nothing that can hold us. And then it was like this knowingness that I felt. Like there was nothing else but just pure faith, pure love, pure knowingness. Nothing was impossible. There was absolutely no limitations, just freedom and peace and love. And what that felt like was just open, like open space. Not bound, not limited. Knowing who we are. Because the power within us is the power to speak life and death. Because we just like our Father. The power to speak those things that are not as though they were, as though they are. When you think about years ago, structures like this didn't exist. Social media didn't exist. None of this existed. How did this come about? From somebody's mind. And they believed it enough. They had the faith enough to move out on what God put in their mind. Not saying it's impossible. If people came by to say, that's crazy, that can never exist in the future. That's crazy. We don't understand. That's crazy. Not letting that stop them, because what they saw in the spirit was greater than what they saw. So basically, what we see has to be greater than what we see. Knowing without a shadow of a doubt, baby, you are powerful. Baby, you are victorious. Baby, you are absolutely amazing, because your Father's DNA is within you. Start taking inventory of what's coming in here. Don't accept just anything. Resist the devil and he will flee. Resist those negative thoughts. Resist I can't. You saying I'm rich, but in your mind you saying I'm poor. Resist that. No, you are rich. You are blessed and highly favored. Walk in it. See it, know it, and let nobody change your mind. You are limitless. There is no limitation within you, because you are God's child and your daddy's DNA is within you. There is absolutely nothing that you can't do, nothing that you can't accomplish if you believe. The seeds start here. Start plucking those weeds out of your mind and fertilize those seeds with the goodness and greatness that God has put in you. But the key, praying, staying in God's word, because that's what's going to build you up to be able to think of the greatness. Be careful of what you're feeding yourself and what you're eating from the world. Be careful. And focus of that and what you want and what you know that God promised you. I love you.